Welcome to the Deep Dives. Today we're jumping into something that's been making serious waves in the Solana world, the initial coin offering, the ICO, for Pump.fun's new token, PUMP. Our goal here is basically to sift through all the buzz, the research, the notes we've got, and really help you understand what's going on with this, well, highly discussed event. Pump.fun itself, you probably know, it's been right at the center of that whole Solana meme coin thing, and now its own token launch. It just adds another layer, doesn't it? Opportunity, complexity, all of that.
Yeah, what's really fascinating here, I think, is you're looking at a project that hit these incredible revenue milestones, like record-breaking speed, faster than a lot of big names you'd recognize. But now, launching its own token, it's facing, well, a ton of scrutiny. There's excitement, sure, but also quite a bit of controversy brewing. So this isn't just, another token launch. We're really dissecting something pretty unique at a key moment.
Okay, so let's get right into the practical stuff then, the ICO details. The sale for PUMP starts July 12th, 2025, $14.00 UTC, and it runs until July 15th, same time. Or, and this is important, it ends sooner if that public allocation just sells out, and it's first come, first served. So, speed might actually matter if you're jumping in. You can use USDT, USDC SOL, or Bybit's staked SOL, that DB SOL, but critical point here. Participants from the US, the UK, and some other places are excluded. KYC regulatory stuff.
Yeah, that's a big one.
The main place this is happening is Bybit. They've got multi-chain support, but it's also on partner exchanges like KuCoin, Kraken, Gate.io.
MEXC, Bitget too.
All right, MEXC, Bitget. Yeah. And Pump.fun's own site, if you're eligible and KYC verified, of course.
Okay, let's break down the token supply, because this tells a story. PUMP has this, well, enormous total supply, 1 trillion tokens. The ICO itself, that's 33% of it, 330 billion tokens. Now here's the crucial bit. 18%, that's 180 billion, was already sold in a private round, which leaves just 15%, 150 billion tokens for the public sale for you, potentially. And all these ICO tokens, private and public, they're priced the same, 0.004 each.
And 0.004.
Exactly, which implies a fully diluted valuation, the FDV, of $4 billion right at launch. So if that public allocation sells out completely, that's a $600 million raise.
Wow.
On top of the $720 million they already got privately. And here's a really key detail for anyone participating. No vesting on these ICO tokens, none.
Really?
Fully unlocked from day one of trading. Distribution happens shortly after the sale ends, July 15th, then transferability. Probably 48 to 72 hours later, timed with the exchange listings.
Okay, so that's the immediate offering, but what about the rest, that other 67%? How does that fit into the picture long term? Because those ICO tokens sound ready to fly, or maybe fall.
Exactly. And unlike those ICO tokens, this remaining 67% does have lockups and gradual vesting. So you've got 24% for community and ecosystem stuff, 20% for the team.
20% for the team, okay.
0.13% for existing investors, 3% for live streaming rewards, that's part of their push into streaming, 0.6% for liquidity and listings, 2.4% for an ecosystem fund, and 2% for the Pump.fun Foundation. And the key thing is these unlock slowly, linearly, mostly through 2026 to 2029. The idea is to stop insiders just flooding the market right away.
Makes sense.
There's also talk, an expectation really, that around 15% of the total supply from that community pool might get airdropped at launch to early users.
Ah, the airdrop. People have been waiting for that.
Right, with the other 9% or so vesting over a year. So what this means is, at the token generation event, the TGE, around July 15th, 17.00 UTC, you could see maybe 48 to 50% of the total supply circulating pretty quickly, which gives some control, but it's still a lot of tokens hitting the market.
Okay, and the mechanics. How does this massive sale actually work on the day?
Well, the public sale ends when the time's up or when those 150 billion tokens are gone, whichever happens first. And absolutely crucial, you need KYC. Know your customer, got to get that done beforehand.
Right, no way around that.
Each exchange might look a bit different, but basically, you subscribe with your crypto, then get PUMP tokens after. Bybit seems to be coordinating things, mostly taking stable coins or SOL. No lottery, no staking needed. It's open, but they'll likely have user caps,
To stop whales scooping it all up.
Exactly. And honestly, given the hype, it could sell out fast. Then, after the sale, expect listings around July 17th. On those same exchanges, plus probably PumpSwap itself, they want a synchronized launch for trading.
Okay, we've covered the ICO inside out, but let's zoom back. Pump.fun itself. This platform just exploded, didn't it? Why this one? What made it so central to the whole Solana meme thing?
And a great question. Fundamentally, Pump.fun is, a Solana memecoin launchpad and trading platform. It took off early 2024 because it made minting a new token incredibly easy, like zero coding needed, and it instantly gives you the trading setup too, an AMM.
Right, the automated market maker.
Yeah, pump swap. And every token launched is a fair launch. No pre-allocations, no insider deals beforehand. At least that was the original pitch. This basically caused, well, people called it a Cambrian explosion of meme coins on Solana.
Cambrian explosion, I like that.
That's wild, isn't it? Think about it. A platform mostly for, cat coins and internet jokes, generating revenue faster than established companies. It says a lot about this market cycle. Now, granted, something like 98.5% of these tokens just fizzle out. They never even make it to bigger exchanges.
Right, most are duds.
But a few, like that GOAT token everyone talked about, went nuts. Over $300 million valuation at its peak.
Incredible. So how did they turn that into such a money spinner?
Well, connecting this to the bigger picture, their model is simple but effective. Fees. They charge fees to launch tokens and fees on trades via pump swap. And it's been ridiculously lucrative. Reports say they hit $100, $300, $500 in revenue faster than any company ever.
Faster than any company. Seriously.
That's the claim. Now, maybe over $600, $700 million cumulative. At one point, January 2025, they supposedly pulled in $134 million in fees in just 1 month.
134 million.
In a month.
Yeah, consistently up there with Circle and Tether as top DeFi earners. And it all comes from that meme coin mania, right? Attention drives creation. Creation drives fees. Trading drives fees. It's impressive revenue, no doubt. But you have to ask, how sustainable is that? It's tied to a very speculative, very trendy thing, meme coins.
That's the key question, isn't it? Can they keep riding that wave? What's the future plan? They can't just be the meme coin factory forever, surely.
You're right, and they know it. They're not just sitting back. It started simple, yeah. Web app for memes. But they've added things. Late 2024, they launched Pump Advanced. That's like a pro terminal. Charts, analytics, tools for serious traders.
Okay, upgrading the tool.
They added Privy integration, too, for easier wallet creation using email, trying to onboard more people. But the bigger tease is social features. Live streaming, influencers broadcasting right there.
Live streaming on Pump.fun. That's the plan. It ties into this, well, really ambitious long-term goal. Become a decentralized social platform. Think TikTok, Twitch, Facebook. But crypto native, where attention equals money. The idea is to reward viewers for finding talent, reward creators better, maybe using PUMP tokens.
So a much bigger vision than just launching tokens. How do they stand right now, competitively speaking?
Well, their timing was perfect with Solana's rise. Fast, cheap transactions made their model work. They became a flagship D-app, really boosting Solana activity. Like, over 30% of Solana's mindshare in 2024 was tied to memes and Pump.fun. But competition's here now. Let's ENK, another Solana launchpad, actually overtook them in daily volume recently.
Ah, the meme coin launchpad wars.
Exactly. So this PUMP token launch, it's definitely part of a strategy to fight back, re-energize their base, and try to pull ahead again.
Okay, let's switch gears to the short-term play. The immediate aftermath of this ICO, we're talking hype, opportunity, and almost certainly extreme volatility. This ICO is being called one of the biggest, most anticipated, well, token sales in a while on Solana. Demand seems way higher than that 150 billion public supply.
Seems that way, yeah.
We've seen pre-launch action on Hyperliquid, right? That PUMP USD perpetual future did something like $30 million volume quickly, and traders pushed the price there to, what, 0.00056?
Yeah, about 40% above the ICO price already.
40% premium. And Binance scheduling PUMP futures even before the spot launch. That tells you something.
It screams speculation, doesn't it? People betting big on the initial pop.
Totally. So the short-term thinking might be price spikes when spot trading starts, unmet demand, plus that whole meme narrative. It could drive a fast surge. PUMP is definitely being treated as the hot degen play right now. And the team's tweet, kill Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch, teasing an airdrop. That just pours fuel on the fire.
But this is where the extreme volatility comes in. And it raises an important question. That massive unlocked supply you mentioned earlier, all 33% from the ICO, plus maybe an airdrop chunk, all unlocked day one. That's billions and billions of tokens. Doesn't that just set up a huge battle? Profit takers versus FOMO buyers? How do they even manage that?
Exactly. That's the tightrope walk. If the price opens way higher, say double or triple the ICO price, those early buyers, private and public, plus airdrop folks, they might just slam the sell button to lock in gains. Huge sell pressure potential.
Right.
So you've got this intense dynamic. Retail FOMO is going to be massive. Pump.fun is the platform that launched all those crazy memes. People will pile in.
Pushing prices maybe way past fundamentals early on.
Definitely. But then what happens? that buy-in cools. And you can see a sell cascade.
Yeah, a classic crypto roller coaster. Double-digit swings intraday, almost guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. And with all those exchanges launching at once, arbitrage chaos maybe, order book lags.
Could be messy, and if Binance lists spot quickly, even more fuel.
It's going to be wild. FOMO buyers, profit takers, charts going crazy. If you don't have the stomach for that, maybe watch from the sidelines.
So connecting the dots, what's the likely immediate price outlook? The short-term idea is really about playing that hype. Expectation is it trades above 0.004. Futures suggest mid 0.005 cents. Some analysts are throwing out much bigger numbers, $7 billion to $20 billion FDV.
Which translates to?
Token prices like 0.007 to 0.02 cents. Maybe up to 5x the ICO price if the tuple case plays out. And it's a big but. This is super high risk. What if the sale doesn't sell out? Or demand is just,
It could easily drop below 0.004 cents.
Absolutely. Or any bad news hits. Technical glitch, market tanks, that hype balloon could pop fast. It's an environment just packed with opportunity and packed with peril.
Okay, let's shift focus beyond the launch day fireworks. Let's unpack the long-term picture. Can PUMP actually hold value? Does it have real utility beyond this initial hype? The team calls it the official native token, but what does that really mean down the road?
This, I think, is the most profound insight we need to grapple with. You've got this project born from memes, pure ephemera, right? Now trying this massive pivot to be a sustainable social platform. The long-term value of PUMP, it hangs entirely on whether they can pull that pivot off, turning hype into something lasting.
So can the business itself sustain? We know the revenue is huge.
It was undeniable, over $600 million, maybe more. But like we said, tied to that meme coin cycle. And we have seen activity slow down from the peak. Competitors like Let's Be Wonk are gaining ground. That shows the fad risk.
Right, the trend could just move on.
But Pump.fun isn't standing still. That potential $1.3 billion war chest from the ICO, that's serious fuel for growth. The co-founder mentioned expanding the team, like 70-plus people, even making their first acquisition. That signals they're serious about this expansion, about leading in on-chain social trading. If they use that money wisely, yeah, the platform's success could definitely support the token long-term.
Okay, they've got the cash. But the utility question is still hanging there, isn't it? How does PUMP actually accrue value? That's what the community is asking.
It's the billion-dollar question, right? As of launch, you don't need PUMP to use Pump.fun. Trading, launching, it's still permissionless, so its value has to come from something else. The teams mention ideas, fee rebates, buybacks, incentives.
But nothing concrete yet.
Nothing concrete, no firm commitments, probably playing it safe with regulators. But the community expects something. Revenue sharing, buybacks. Rumors flew about, like 25% of revenue going back somehow. Unconfirmed, though.
But if they did do something like that?
Then you'd have a direct link. Platform success equals token value, like BNB for Binance or UNI for Uniswap. The roadmap also hints at social stuff, governance maybe, but without clear, solid utility. Staking, governance, real profit sharing. PUMP risks just being a meme stock.
Yeah, pure sentiment, no cash flow backing it.
Exactly. Could just fade when the hype dies. Messari flagged this too, that vague token structure could be trouble.
So thinking about that big vision, how do they stack up competitively? And what's the innovation plan?
Competitively, they have the first mover edge, strong brand. But Let's Boothang proves they're not untouchable. Their strategy seems to be differentiate by going broader, become a full social platform, not just a launchpad. That 3% token allocation for live streaming, trying to attract big streamers, that points to this Web3 Twitch plus Uniswap hybrid idea.
Content meets trading.
Right. Plus, Pump Advance, maybe multi-chain support later. That massive war chest, over $1 billion potentially. It's a double-edged sword. Gives them huge firepower for R&D, marketing, user acquisition. They could dwarf competitors. But it also creates immense pressure. Raise that much at that valuation. You have to deliver huge growth.
So connecting the dots again, what does this all mean for someone thinking long-term?
Well, financially, valuations look ahead. Messari projected maybe $675 million revenue over 2 years. That could imply, say, a $7 billion valuation base case, maybe even $20 billion FDV bull case. So if Pump.fun keeps printing revenue and PUMP holders actually benefit from that, yeah, a multi-billion market cap could hold. But if the meme coin revenue dries up and the social pivot stalls, those valuations look shaky fast.
So high risk, high reward, basically.
Yeah. The bull case, Pump.fun becomes a dominant Web3 social trading hub, huge revenues. PUMP acts like equity. Maybe $4 FDV looks cheap later. the bear case. Memes fade, social plans flop, PUMP utility stays vague. Could end up like a lot of forgotten 2018 ICO tokens.
Yeah.
It really boils down to execution and how well they adapt.
Okay, now, here's where it gets really interesting, and maybe a bit darker. The red flags.
Yeah.
Every big opportunity has risks, and this one definitely has its share. Let's look at those.
Ultimately, I think the biggest red flag is that core contradiction, isn't it? A platform built shouting, fair launch, now doing an ICO that many see as heavily favoring insiders. That credibility issue, plus relying on future undefined utility. That's the real test for PUMP. First, just the sheer size of the raise. $1.32 billion combined. That's huge. It's drawn criticism as greedy, exploitative.
Yeah, those words are being used.
And only 15% for the public. When Insider's team, Investors Foundation, hold way more, researcher Rex really hammered this, calculating the team allocated over 40% to itself while monetizing a community that made them rich. Raises questions about centralization, potential dumping later, even with lockups. Rex also called the community reward plan vague, suggesting coming soon might mean, well, maybe never.
Ouch.
Then there's the founder's credibility, along a tone saying every presale is a scam back in May 2024.
Yeah, that quote keeps coming back.
It really hasn't aged well, has it? Opens them up to charges of hypocrisy, plus some messy communication, leaks, delays. Raises minor flags about execution, maybe.
What about the regulatory side?
That's another big one.
Yeah.
Excluding the US, UK, etc. Smart, probably. But it suggests they think PUMP might be seen as a security that could limit adoption listings down the line. And this whole rewarding attention with money idea, totally uncharted regulatory waters.
And the market itself. Meme fatigue.
Definitely a risk. Meme booms are cyclical. Volumes have cooled. 98% of tokens fail. Maybe their core business has peaked. Pivoting to social media is hard. Huge execution risk there, too.
And back to utility.
Still a major concern. Launching without clear utility. Value depends on a promise. If they don't deliver fee rebates or buybacks reasonably quickly, patience wears thin. Token price atrophy, people call it. That $4 billion FDV looks very rich for a token you don't actually need to use the platform. It assumes future delivery.
In insider selling, even with vesting.
It's still a risk down the road. Large amounts will unlock eventually. Private buyers especially have huge built-in gains. Vesting helps smooth it, but any sign of insiders cashing out big could really hurt sentiment.
Plus general market risk, of course.
Always. High beta stuff like PUMP gets hit hardest in downturns, and that huge raise, ironically, it could be a burden if things turn sour, sets expectations sky high. So yeah, some critics see this whole thing as maybe extracting value from the community, not sharing it. That's a tough narrative for the team.
So what does this all mean?
The risks boil down to execution, token economics, and market context, really.
Okay, let's get into the sentiment around PUMP. It feels, well, highly energized, but also really divided, doesn't it?
Polarized is the word, yeah. On one side, pure hype and high hopes. These are often early Pump.fun users, Solana believers. They see PUMP as the biggest launch of 2025. You see analysts like Masari Sunishi calling Pump.fun the most profitable crypto app ever, framing PUMP as this can't-miss opportunity. There's that strong Solana homegrown success story. Discords, Telegrams are buzzing, memes everywhere. These supporters basically trust the team, look at the revenue, they'll deliver something big.
And the other side.
Criticism and skepticism. You've got researchers like Rex hitting the tokenomics hard, rival communities, maybe let's bond folks, users may be unhappy with KYC or the insider allocation. They bring up that every presale is a scam, quote, constantly. Accusations of cash grab, fears the platform will just stagnate now.
Yeah, the token leak news apparently hit Let's Bonk's price too, really fueling those Launchpad wars.
Exactly. And then there's a middle ground too, right? Pragmatic folks just questioning the $4 valuation, the macro environment, the impact on SOL itself.
So this split, passionate believers buying dips, skeptics maybe shorting rallies, that's just going to add to the volatility, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the team knows they need to manage this, hence the airdrop coming soon type messages, trying to keep the community engaged.
So overall conclusion on sentiment.
It's a real mixed bag. Undeniable excitement for sure, but serious scrutiny alongside it. All eyes are on July 12th now. The community feels torn, I think, between the excitement of this viral success story and real concerns about the token setup. Community sentiment is going to be a huge factor in how PUMP performs, no doubt about it.
So we've covered a lot. The massive opportunity here, driven by Pump.fun's crazy success, versus the very real risks, the unanswered questions around the token. It's a perfect snapshot of crypto right now, really.
It really is. And this raises an important question, I think, for you to consider as we wrap up. Given Pump.fun's ambition, this goal to become a Web3 social media giant, can it actually transcend its meme coin roots? And maybe more importantly, what would it really take for the PUMP token to evolve beyond just a speculative bet into something with real, enduring, fundamental value in that future?